Hey guys, we are back and talking about Module 3, where we're looking at kind of your pay at your job as well as taxes. We talked about what taxes are, why they're important, even though we may not like paying them. They do provide us with everyday things that we need, like public schools, the military, and roads, just to name a few. So by paying those, we are helping ourselves and others. It's kind of the whole point. So, some decisions that should factor in when you are starting a job or looking for a job. Right now, as the economy is kind of having a tough time, these would still be important factors, but people are a little bit more probably desperate to find a job if possible in these times. But at any point in time when looking for a job, these are some things that you would want to consider. So first thing is probably, if you asked 100 people, you'd probably get 90 of them would give you this answer, and that's how much money do you make? And yeah, that's important. We've kind of discussed whether or not that's important to you. And, that's completely up to you is if you take a job just for the money or not. But the question you should really ask is, will the amount of money you earn fit into your spending plan or your budget? So, in other words, will your salary be able to pay for your lifestyle that you are wanting to have? Next thing is your paycheck. So we know how much you get paid, but when do you get paid and how do you get paid? Most jobs now and most jobs that you have in the future will just pay you directly by depositing your paycheck into your bank account, which is really nice. You can wake up bright and early on payday, check your bank account, and the money's already in your account, ready for you to use or pay bills or go buy a pair of shoes or whatever you want to do with it. You may see some jobs give an actual physical check, although this would be rare in today's times. But in that case, you would have to go and deposit it yourself into your own bank account. Next is employee benefits. We talked about benefits and perks, and these are huge. So just the amount of money you earn or your salary isn't necessarily always your final amount of money that you get to keep. So we know we pay taxes. We know that there are job costs. So some money might come out of your pocket because of a job you've taken. These benefits are going to be ways to add money back into your pockets or provide you with services for free so you don't have to take money that you've earned and spend it on in those areas. So insurance is a huge one. It could be even something as small as paying for your cell phone bill or your uniform that you have to wear. Any way that you are able to save money or your job is going to give you some added bonus for working there is important to factor into your decision making when taking a job. And finally, we have withholding allowance. This is where we get a little bit more into taxes. So here you can see a W-4 form. And although it looks kind of complicated, if you just read the boxes, they're pretty simple to fill out. Simple questions like your name, your social security number, whether you're married or not. Okay, and when you get down here to 5, 6, and 7, this is usually the place where your employer will help you kind of fill out that area. And all employers handle taxes a little bit different. One thing to consider, we are at just past tax day, which is April 14th every year. But this is when you figure out if you have to pay more to your state or government or whether you've paid too much. If you have to pay more, that's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to write a check and pay an additional amount of taxes that you owe. What this basically means is that your job, your company, every time you got paid, they're going to withhold a certain amount of money. And in this scenario, they did not take out enough money, so you still owe money to the government, whether it's federal or state in that case. Now, what happens to a lot of people, or you'll see in commercials, is you get a refund check, which feels nice because you get some money back. The one thing to keep in mind with this is if you get a refund check, that basically means that you are like the bank. The government is someone taking a loan from you. They're paying you back in full, but at 0% interest. So, yeah, we like to get that money back, but we have to consider that all that money could have been earning interest for you throughout that entire year. So basically, the government, whether it's your state or federal government, is borrowing money from you in that scenario at 0% interest, which, when you think about it that way, is not necessarily great.